Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in today's episode of The Hypnotist, you're going to be listening to a hypnosis session designed to take the client that I'm working with to key moments from her past to get new insight and distinctions that may have been missed at the time. And one of the key things that I find really powerful and useful with regression is that you're visiting a moment in the past, but you're bringing all of your knowledge, wisdom, and experience from the present to that moment in the past. So this lady that I'm working with effectively had certain expectations, almost like a life plan of how her life was going to be, certain elements of comfort perhaps, or expectations financially. And over time, a lot of those expectations were slowly changed, almost the goalposts were changed. So the life that she was expecting wasn't the case, almost like a mirage, that the closer you get to something, the further that kind of idea becomes. And that meant that this lady that I'm working with had to become very resourceful, very self-sufficient to deal with situations that she wasn't expecting. Now, when people deal with an unexpected event, that can create a lot of anxiety, because by the very nature of something being unexpected, it creates a feeling of uncertainty, which can lead to an inner dialogue of, well, if I couldn't rely on this, what else can't I rely on? And that can have a sense of scarcity or unpredictability. So this regression session is going to tap into certain key moments that could lead to that feeling of instability or scarcity, give new meanings to those memories so that in the present, there is more of a feeling of stability. And what it really comes down to is this idea of you can't predict what's going to happen, but you can choose at some level how you respond to what's happening. And I think that's really the key thing that we're going to be doing here. So find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in a feeling of relaxation and resourcefulness. And as you exhale, just allow tension, stress, or any worries to leave in your outward breath. That's right. Deeper and deeper. Relaxed now. And as your physical body becomes deeper and deeper relaxed, notice that your mind becomes more and more alert. I want you to consider it almost like as one thing becomes more relaxed, the mind becomes more alert, proportionate to your physical body relaxing. In the same way that you can picture a seesaw from a children's playground. As one side goes down, the other side has to go up. So imagine breathing in that resourceful feeling of relaxation. Noticing that tiny muscles that you weren't even aware of any tension become deeper and deeper, relaxed, particularly on that outward breath. That's right. And I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine walking up to a large building. And in this building, there is technology that enables you to visit past memories in the kind of detail that was never possible before. I want you to imagine climbing up some steps, opening a door, and walking into what looks like a large room. That's right, deeper and deeper relaxed. Relaxing those eyelids, relaxing the muscles in your neck and your shoulders. That's it. And if you can imagine being in that large room, and in the middle of that room looks like a futuristic flotation tank, just let me know by nodding your head. That's right. But this flotation tank doesn't look like a standard flotation tank. It doesn't have a lid, a top. The lower half is a flotation tank, but it's something that you could just climb in with a feeling of openness above you, being able to climb in and still see the surroundings. And I want you to imagine that you're wearing whatever is appropriate to enter this flotation tank. Perhaps a swimming costume. And you're informed that this flotation tank contains all the salts and minerals to enable your body to feel weightless in the water, this warm water. And I want you to imagine climbing in to that flotation tank, and almost like you're resting on air. You can feel the warm water, but it's not something you sink into. It's something you rest on. Almost like you're floating. And I want you to get a sense of how deeply relaxed you feel in this water. And you're given a sedative. And you might imagine that as a pill or a drink, but something that you're told relaxes your whole body. Your whole body, but also the neural pathways, specifically those that are aligned with memories. So there you are, floating on this warm water, getting a sense of deep relaxation. As your physical muscles relax, I want you to get a sense that your mind is becoming more active. You're given some sensors, almost like a crown of sensors, to place on your head that are there to scan for brain activity. These are waterproof. You can wear them while floating on the water, and I want you to get a sense. There you are now, floating in that flotation tank with sensors around your forehead and your temple, and you're going deeper and deeper, relaxed. In fact, I'm going to count from 10 to 1, and with each descending number you will feel 10% deeper and deeper relaxed. 10. Breathing in that resourceful feeling of relaxation, floating on that warm water. That's right. Relaxing the muscles in your eyelids. That's it. 9. Relaxing now the muscle in your forehead, around your jaw. Going deeper and deeper. Relaxed. That's it. 8. Even deeper relaxed now. More and more comfortably relaxed. So much so that your neck and your shoulders, just imagine in that warm water, any tension in your neck and shoulders is just melting away like crystals of ice, taking you deeper and deeper. Relax now, that's it. 7. Deeper and deeper relaxed as you breathe in that resourceful feeling of relaxation. Even your internal organs are starting to relax. Deeper and deeper. Now, that's it. 6 arms just floating there on the top of that water, feeling weightless with all those salts and minerals in the water. That's it. Release the tension now, because tension is only needed to support your muscles. You need tension to stand. You need tension to pick up something, but here you are lying in this flotation tank on these heavy minerals supporting your entire weight. You don't need tension for anything here. So allow the tension to be released. Now, that's it. Deeper and deeper relaxed. Feeling that sedative. Increase feelings of relaxation physically in your whole body. That's it. 6. That's it. More and more relaxed. 5. Feeling that relaxation now go into your gut. 4. Legs getting heavier and looser. That's it. 3. Deeper and deeper relaxed. 2 and 1. Your body's so relaxed that your imagination becomes more and more alert. And now listen to my voice. You're going on a journey through memory. Your destination, a place and time you've been before. And to reach it, all you have to do is follow my voice. I want you to imagine going back, all the way back, to a time in your childhood. I want you to go back to happy memories of your childhood. Maybe you were playing with animals or outside. But I want you to go to a memory outside in your childhood. And when you're back there, to one of your happiest memories, just let me know by nodding your head. That's it. And I want you to pay attention to your surroundings. What you see, the colours. You're surprised at just how much you can remember. It doesn't feel like a memory, it feels like you're there in that moment. Seeing what you saw, hearing what you heard, but most importantly, feeling what you felt. As you tap into that happy moment, it's natural to smile because you're feeling happy. And I want you to locate the source of that happiness. Because that happiness, there as a child, it came from within. And I want you to scan your body for where you feel that happy feeling. And when you feel like you can find it, just point to it. That's right. You can feel it. A feeling within you. And I want you to get a sense that although it starts from there, it doesn't end there. That happy feeling goes all the way to the top of your head, all the way to the tips of your toes. But it starts right there. And I want you to feel what it feels like to be back in the body of a child. I want you to get a sense of wonder, potential. Because children are effortlessly mindful. They don't think too much about the past and they don't worry too much about the future. They're able to be in the moment. And there you are, in the moment. Feeling how good it feels to just be at that happy time in your life. And doesn't it feel good? And it feels good because you didn't need something external to create this. Notice that all you had to do was pay attention to those things around you and within you. And those happy feelings were effortless to access. But I also want you to get a sense of, even at this young age, you were already aware of those things that were important to you. And wasn't it the case even back then that freedom was important? And I want to remind you of a powerful metaphor of the tiger in the zoo. The tiger in the zoo is fed, has vets on hand, was always given everything that tiger would need to stay alive. But that tiger is in a cage. If that tiger wants to roam the plains, it can't. If that tiger wants to climb, explore, it can't. And I want you to get a sense of the other tigers out there. Tigers in the world that doesn't have that protection, that security. They have no guarantee as to when the next meal is coming. And there is no vet on hand to make sure that if they get sick, but they have freedom. And I want you to get a sense back then as a child, if you had the choice to choose the security, living life in a cage, or the uncertainty, but live life free. Back there you knew, even back then, what your choice would have been. And if you would have chosen freedom back then, just let me know by nodding your head. That's right. And sometimes what happens in the future is just ripples of what we value. The universe, the world around us conspiring us to enable us to live by our highest values. And I want you to go now to a memory in the future from this point where you were given an expectation or a promise, something that you were told would happen about your future, but then that thing didn't happen, but at that point you didn't know. I want you to go to a point where you were told something that would later turn out to be untrue. And when you're in that point in time, just let me know. That's right. Feel yourself in your body, hearing that information, that news, that thing that you were told or promised. And I want you to get a sense even back then, that there is a worry about the word always. That always makes promises it can't keep. And I want you to get a sense that back then you didn't know that this information, this promise wouldn't be true. I want you to get a sense that you took it as a fact, as a certainty, that all the things that followed weren't your fault. They were ripples in time that came from that news that you were given. You never asked for anything. You were told what to expect in your future. And as a child, isn't it safe and reasonable to believe what you're told from someone much older and more experienced? And I want you to imagine that you're no longer in the body of a child, but you're in your body back in that moment in time, seeing yourself as a child, hearing this information, rewind it, and almost like a silent observer, hear what you were told back then as if you were a stranger watching it happen. And you felt perhaps guilty over the years. Perhaps guilty for having expectations that were unreasonable. Perhaps even feeling that you were entitled or greedy. But look at this moment, this memory, and realize that everything you believed was reasonable because of what you were told. You couldn't have known that things that were told or promised wouldn't happen. And as those adults or adult leaves this child, I want you to introduce yourself to that younger version of you. And that child didn't need promises of wealth or stability or security. That child needed a hug. So give that child a hug. Tell that child that no matter what happens, they are loved. They are valuable. And then I want you to give that child the insight as to how things were really going to be. Because sometimes a hard reality is much better and more useful than a convenient lie. Because for years that child went into the future making plans and dreams and ideas based on a future that was promised that never arrived. And I want you to get a sense that maybe what that child really needed was just a little bit of honesty. Maybe what that child needed was an idea that that child had all the resources necessary even back then to create the future that they wanted, that they didn't need to rely on parents, family, wealth, or security. They had everything they needed from within. And notice that as you give that information to that child that values freedom, that is more appealing than being promised things that may have strings attached. And there is nothing more dangerous than a cage made of gold. So many people are living in other people's idea of paradise, but their own idea of hell. Think back to that tiger. Wouldn't you rather be wild and free than secure and trapped? And give that child all the reassurance that no matter what happens, they're going to be okay. That they won't know it now, but they have more resilience than they ever know. They can experience setback after setback, and they'll still be okay. Because they have that resourcefulness of that wild tiger. And yeah, sometimes that wild tiger will go through tough times, maybe a few days without eating, but the tiger has the resources to find a way. And I want you to tell that child that things won't be easy, but it will be okay. And when that child accepts that they have the resources to cope, just let me know. That's right. But it's not just about what you give to that child, it's about what that child gives to you. Because you had a quality back then as a child that you've lost. And you've given this child something of value, but this child is going to give you something that you need. And maybe that's a resource, an attitude, a way of thinking, a way of living that you've needed for a while. And isn't it strange that it's yourself giving yourself exactly what you need right now? And this child will give it to you through a symbol of glowing white light. And it will represent whatever this glowing white light needs to be for you. Maybe it's a feeling, a resource. Maybe it's something that you've needed for a while, and now you have it. That's right. And I want you to imagine now going into one final future moment, perhaps just before you entered a significant relationship. I want you to feel how happy you felt at the beginning of that relationship. Find yourself in your body, feeling those good feelings. And it feels amazing. Feel that connection. Feel how good it feels to have all those endorphins, all those feel-good chemicals going through your veins, the serotonin, the dopamine, what it feels to feel like in love. And it feels good. And you enjoy that feeling. And then I want you to imagine that you're there on your own, perhaps in your own room, your own house. But I want you to get a sense that you're now leaving your body, and again, you're visiting that younger version of you, but with all of your wisdom and advice. And I want you to give some insight to that younger version of you as to things that may have helped you deal with those tough times in any relationship, but particularly that relationship. Maybe about the kind of person you need to be, how to handle difficult situations. I want you to give yourself any wisdom, any advice that would have enabled you to have more of the good times and less of the bad times. And as you do that, I want you to get a sense that that information is helping, almost like an emotional suit of armor, that it helps that younger version of you to navigate, to be stronger. Because sometimes people try and please and appease other people. If there is a feeling of obligation, if there is a feeling of guilt, if there is a feeling of duty. And I want you to really get a sense that in any relationship it's a two-way street. Give and take. And I want you to get a sense that back then you had everything to give, but also a sense of harmony and balance that comes from doing the best you can with what you've got. And I want you to go forward now to your proudest moment. Go forward in time to your proudest moment, the moment that made you feel with pride and gratitude more than any other moment. And when you're in that moment, just let me know by nodding your head. That's right. Because you've learned a lot. And these changes in your past have created ripples in time that affect your present and your future. But I want you to get a sense of just how good it feels to have a sense of pride and gratitude. And I want you to get a sense of why you feel that way. Because normally, pride comes from putting effort out there and then seeing the results of your effort and time. And too many people spend their life chasing what they want, but gratitude is appreciating what you have and really connect with that feeling of there is so much to be appreciative of now. There's always things that you can appreciate in the moment. And as you get a sense of just how much there is to appreciate, it's time to go back to the present. But you'll return to your present with a feeling of abundance. And the key person that you'll forgive isn't other people, it's yourself. You'll be kinder to yourself. You'll forgive yourself for carrying the burden of all of this pressure and expectation, and actually, you'll return to the present, not feeling like you were betrayed or lied to. You will feel like you're returning to your present as a free tiger, able to make your choices in the world, pursuing the adventures and the dreams that you have, not needing to report to anyone else, not carrying a burden of the weight of a family name or a list of things to do linked to something you never wanted. You will return as a tiger, as an artist, as someone with all the abundancy that you had back as that child. You'll return freer, more relaxed, but most of all, having more belief in yourself. And you'll only return to the present when you accept that your best moments aren't behind you. They're waiting for your arrival. And then I want you to get a sense that there you are, back in that flotation tank, coming out of what feels like a deep sleep and a vivid dream, taking off the sensors, climbing out of that hot tub, feeling a bit disorientated perhaps, drying your body, wearing your normal clothes, leaving the building with a different way of thinking than when you arrived. So much to be grateful for, because true abundance is knowing that you've got so much of what you always wanted, and you have the resources to get anything else that you desire. And as you imagine walking through streets that you don't recognize, it occurs to you that this is still in your imagination. A dream within a dream within a dream. and that actually you're in your physical body right now in the present, listening to my voice, and this voice helped you go on a journey. But now it's time to return to the present. But you'll return to the present with a sense of optimism, positivity, gratitude and abundance, knowing that your best days are ahead of you, waiting for your arrival. Feel yourself firmly in the present, feel yourself in your body, wiggle your fingers and toes to make sure you're in your own body, and in a few moments I'll count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. You will awaken feeling excited for the future, feeling free, and feeling that there is infinite abundance around you. Starting to count to awaken you. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.